Hello, this is Mrs. Barber, and I'm back for day 17 of our indoor adventure. I am very excited about today's message because today is about a super smart girl, and she's a scientist. Her name is Eugenie Clark, and she became a fearless scientist. And you can see in the picture here, she is an ocean scientist. I forgot the word for that. Sometimes I forget some words, but afterwards I have a science experiment for you. So if you want to pause this video and get ready, you will need some water, a cup, a plate, and I'm using money. You could use something else, and I'll tell you more about that later. If you have coins, you can do it just like Miss Barber. If you don't have coins, you can do it your own way, because our activities are meant to stir your imagination and use the things you have at home. We all have different things at home right now you can use to play with and for science. So I'll start with a story called Shark Lady. Shark Lady. And Mr. Piggle, you're going to go over here and listen to the story. The end pages have a variety of different ocean animals. It was Saturday, and Eugenie wanted to stay at the aquarium forever. She wanted to smell the damp, salty air and stare at the glittery rainbow of fish. She wanted to keep watching her favorite animals, the sharks. Eugenie pretended she was walking on the bottom of the sea. What would it be like to swim with her sharks? To breathe underwater with gills of her own? More than anything, she wanted to find out. When summer came, Eugenie's mother took her to swim at the beach in Atlantic City. Stuffing sticky gum into her ears to keep the water out, Eugenie dove down, down, down. The salt stung her eyes, but she didn't want to miss a single fish. Constellations of sea stars speckled in the pebbled sand. She imagined a silvery fin standing strong on her back, slicing through the ocean current. To others, sharks were ugly and scary, but Eugenie knew they were beautiful. As she glided through the cool water, she wished everyone would see sharks through her eyes. But the sharks were only in her mind for now. Eugenie decided to learn everything she could about them, so she dove. This time into books. Whale sharks, nurse sharks, tiger sharks, lemon sharks. Eugenie wanted to know about them all. She also joined the Queens County Aquarium Society as its youngest member. Eugenie's notebook filled with sharks. They swam in her daydreams and on the margins of her pages. At home, Eugenie's mother surprised her with an aquarium of her own. A 15-gallon tank was much too small for sharks, but Eugenie saved her allowance to buy guppies, a clownfish, and coral red snails. It felt as big as an ocean in her room. Their small apartment became an aquarium, a laboratory, and a sanctuary. As she grew older, many were still telling Eugenie what to do. Forget those sharks. Be a secretary. Be a housewife. Eugenie wanted to study zoology, but some of her professors thought women weren't smart enough to be scientists or brave enough to explore the oceans. And they said sharks were mindless monsters. Eugenie knew better. Her dream was as big as a whale shark. So again, Eugenie dove. She plunged into every course she could. Her laboratory became her home. From sunrise to sunset, she studied how fish grow, how they behave, and how they were put together, both inside and out. Despite all the people who didn't believe in her, Eugenie was becoming one of the smartest students in her field. Even after she earned her degree, many still doubted her. But Eugenie's work was just beginning. Eager to make discoveries of her own, Eugenie finally dove into the open ocean. In the Red Sea, Eugenie collected hundreds of fish, including 3 new species that had not been discovered before. Red Sea sand diver, Trichinotis nicki, barrel xenia pipefish, Ceoconychthys Ventuvii. Volcano triple fin. Helogramma volcana. Helcogramma. On a research mission exploring the Palau Islands, Eugenie was diving alone when she encountered her first ever wild shark. She wasn't afraid. Instead, she thought it was beautiful. In Isla Mujeres, she dispelled the myth that sharks must keep moving to stay alive when she swam through dark caves, still and silent, full of resting sharks. Eugenie's daring heart grew bolder with each dive. Soon they began to call her Shark Lady. Eugenie had proven she was smart enough to be a scientist and brave enough to explore the oceans. As her courage grew, she began to love and understand her beloved sharks more and more. But she never forgot many still believed that sharks were mindless killers. Because of their scary reputation, humans were hunting sharks all over the world. Eugenie knew that sharks weren't stupid or mean. She was determined to prove everyone wrong. Eugenie fished through her mind and devised a brilliant experiment. Could she train a shark the way a person trains a dog? Were sharks much smarter than anyone knew? They were. Eugenie was the first scientist in the world to train sharks and even learned that they could remember their training for at least 2 months after. Sharks were not mindless killers. Sharks were beautiful. Sharks were smart. They deserved to be studied, protected, and loved. And Eugenie's dream was now a dream come true. Shark bites. Dangerous monsters. No way! There are over 400 species of sharks, and of these, only about a dozen are known to be dangerous to humans, and encounters are extremely rare. The truth is, despite their fearsome reputation, humans are much more dangerous to sharks than they are to us. Every year, humans kill more than 100 million sharks. It's important to treat sharks with respect, but there is no need to fear them. Sleep tight. Eugenie once swam in a cave full of peaceful, resting sharks, suspended in the water. But were they really sleeping? Sharks breathe by using their gills to extract oxygen from the water. Eugenie noticed that the caves with sleeping sharks had more oxygen than usual. She believed that this extra oxygen would make it easier for motionless sharks to breathe, so they didn't need to swim to pass water over their gills. Before confirming this discovery, most believed that sharks had to keep moving to stay alive. No toothbrush here. Sharks have impressive teeth arranged in rows along their gums. These teeth are constantly being grown and move forward in their mouths like a conveyor belt. Was Eugenie afraid of sharks because of their sharp teeth? No way! She was only bitten once in her life, and the encounter didn't happen underwater. Once on her way to a school visit with the mounted jaws of a tiger shark beside her in the car, Eugenie had to stop quickly at a red light. As she reached across the seat to stop the jaws from tumbling forward, the teeth chomped into her arm. That means shark teeth, not an actual shark, bit her while she was driving a car. That's silly. Sneaky skin. Sharks can move extremely fast in the water, and the secret to their speed is their skin. Shark skin is made up of dermal denticles, which are like teeth, more like teeth than fish scales. Some swimsuit designers have even created swimsuits that mimic shark skin to help Olympians swim faster in the water. Big, small, and everything in between. There's an incredible variety of sharks. The smallest in the world is the dwarf lantern shark at under 7 inches long. The world's largest, the whale shark, measures over 40 feet. Once, Eugenie was swimming with these giants in the Sea of Cortez. One swam very close to her, so close that she was able to grab hold of it. She let it carry her for a long time, until she finally let go when she realized she was far away from her boat. Mermaid purses. Some sharks give birth to live young. Others, like dogfish, produce unique egg sacs that sustain their young. These leathery sacs are known as mermaid's purses, and they provide a young shark's embryo with a safe place to grow. Sometimes it's possible to find a mermaid's purse on the shore if you look carefully. Life at the top. Sharks are the apex predators. This means they are at the very top of the food chain in the ocean. Because of this, they play an important role in keeping food webs and prey populations in balance. Without sharks, ocean ecosystems would collapse. Sharks are old, very old. The first sharks appeared over 400 million years ago, and their descendants are still around today. They have survived 5 major extinction events, including one 65 million years ago that destroyed the dinosaurs. And here's the timeline of her life. And tonight I'm not going to read the whole thing because I have an experiment to show you too. But this is a story of a true woman who lived from 1931 to the 2000s. So she lived quite a long time. And it's a true story. Some of the pictures are an artist's rendition, but I loved it. She, like many heroes and many smart people, have an idea in their mind that they follow, like you. So that story was given to me by my science teacher friend, who also gave me this great experiment today. She teaches at a school near our school. So I have some money. I have this bottle of regular water, and today's experiment is going to be kind of like a magic experiment, something you can do with your mom and dad. I'm using purple so you can see more clearly, but you do not need to use any color in your experiment at home at all. It doesn't matter at all because you can see at home when the water comes out. But for the purpose of this experiment in my house, you might need to see the color to see how it's really working. So I have some purple water now. Da-da-da. And I'm not sick. I'm just a little bit allergic to Aya. That's why I have sniffles. So I put in water, and you can say to your family, look, I'm going to put water all the way to the top of the glass. You want to get really high. So I'm at the top of my glass. And the whole purpose of this experiment is to talk about the tension of the surface of the water. So it's not spilling out yet. And then you ask your family, how much money do you think I could put into this glass before it spills over? I have $1 here. It's a dollar coin. I say, do you think I could put this dollar in? They'll say, no way. So let's see if the dollar can go in gently, gently, without spilling over. I messed up a little bit. I broke the tension. How about $1.25? It's still in there. Can we put $1.50? It's still in there. Would $1.75 work? Gently. One little drop is coming out, but it's not really spilling. $2. $2.25. $2.50. $2.75. Oh my goodness. $3? I may have counted the money wrong. Don't judge. I'm doing a few things at once. $3.25? $3.50? I spilled a little drop out, but that was me. I'm going to show you really closely what's going on. So if you can see the water, it has now risen in an arc. That's because water droplets are like friends. They like to hold on to each other and not let go. So I'll even show you this way. But this is an experiment for you to really try. I think we were at $3.50, but I don't even remember. $3.75? Oh, it's still going. $4? $4.25? $4.50? Oh, I think I broke the water tension. I did. It spilled at $4.50. So you at home see how much you can put in. And if you don't have coins to use, but I bet you somewhere in your house there are coins, you can use something else. You can use Lego, or you can use tiny pebbles from outside. And again, it doesn't need to be colored water, but if you have some food coloring, you can do that. And ask your family, how many coins, how many Legos do you think I can get in this glass of water? You know the answer is a lot, but they might not. You can teach them about how water molecules are friends and they like to hold hands and not let go of each other unless you break them apart. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.